Here's a story in 10 minutes that I'm going to talk about. 5 years ago, yesterday, it was the anniversary that this dishwashing machine at work just broke down, took a shit on me. You know, it was on its last hind legs and I knew it had to be replaced. But it just got me so really badly drawn up that I was willing to quit my job, even though I'd only been back in the job for less than a year. This was a job I started in June 2017, but then I quit because of a nervous breakdown in 2018, all because they were hiring fucking retards. Couldn't find a good dishwasher to, help cover my tracks. So I'm still a dishwasher. I've been on the job for 2 years, and this is before I had a sixth sense that I wanted to be a barista, and I eventually became a barista. I got really fed up just because this dishwasher broke, and so I eventually had to wash everything by hand, which is an okay thing. I used to do that as a kid with my mother. But standards differ over time, and hygiene laws, you got to make sure your plates are all cleaned properly. Hell, I know some businesses that are like, oh, we need plates, but it's going to take forever, just wash my hands. That's quite disgusting. So it was weeks before I was about to go to Slovakia to see Dream Theater, and then go on to Bishari, Lebanon, to visit the tomb of Khalil Gibran, the author of the Prophet. I was thinking to myself on that very day, I thought, I want to fuck off right now to Caracas, Venezuela, a country that is in a bit of turmoil, a bit over politics, but is pretty stable. I think the people of Caracas would be happy to receive my US dollars, and they'd be happy to see a Western tourist. I know, I don't want to be getting into political things, but if you can't respect the government and power of a country, then, in my opinion, don't go there. Simple. So, yes, I was willing to go to Venezuela to prop up Maduro, no matter what the West thinks about him, if they think he's a bad person. So what? So looked up at Skyscanner. It was going to be like $450, but I'd be back in time to get to Lebanon and the Dream Theater concert. Now, the one thing that stopped me from going to Venezuela, drop of the hat, was this gay guy called Stuart. He worked for this company upstairs, and he was putting on this Macbeth play. And so I told him about the time I met Stockholm Channing. I met Stockholm Channing in 2017 when she was doing a play in London called Apologia. And then I told him about the time I met Joan Collins. And then so we were having this funny discussion how I got to meet Joan Collins and Stockholm Channing in the 1 year. I'm heterosexual, he's gay. Gay guys, straight guys talk about all sorts of great things. Even though Stuart was like, you met Alice Davis, Martin. No. So this one gay man pretty much prevented me from giving up my job for the second time within a year, and he also kind of prevented me from fucking off to Venezuela to drop of a hat. I actually ended up in Guyana that year, yes. Months down the track, I went to the Guyanas. I went to Guyana, Suriname, French Guiana, and a bit of Brazil. And I kind of wish I did have the time to go to Venezuela, but I would have had to do a detour from Guyana to Brazil to get to Venezuela. I could get to Venezuela quite cheaply for less than 500 quid from Paris, although it depends. I want to go there even though the currency situation is really iffy. It's like $1 would buy you $1 million, just like how it was in Zimbabwe all these times ago. But there are some nice things to see in Venezuela, like that waterfall which connects all three countries. But politics speaking, the people of Venezuela believe that 80% of Guyana should actually be theirs, because that was the time Christopher Columbus came in and drew borders, basically saying, oh, this is Spain. And then what is Guyana was actually Dutch, and then basically the Brits and the Dutch have swooped over land. And as a matter of fact, the Dutch actually gave New York City to Britain so the Dutch could keep Suriname. So eventually, Britain overtook British Guyana, drew its own borders, took half of that part that Venezuela had, and like, what, 100 years later, since that peace treaty in the early 20th century, Venezuela still claims that. Oh, hell, yeah. So, will I get to Venezuela? I hope so, but I'm kind of hoping I won't have much of an iffy time than Johnny Blair from Don't Stop Living did. He hated Venezuela. Just bad things happened to him, and worst of all, he had to go through hell to get a Surinamese visa in Caracas, because this is at a time when, before you had like e-visas, or before you had like tourist cards to Suriname. I mean, Suriname is visa free, but you still have to pay some money to get into the country, like so. Anyway, Mike the Metalhead, over and out.